cruise news time, and honestly, I don't even really know how to get into the show today, right? You want to just plod through this mess together? Good stories, bad stories? Cruise news. Let's talk about it. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Lido, Loca. I'm your host, Tony, here with the latest cruise news updates. Well, I had a great comment yesterday. I wish I would have saved it. I don't remember the person's name, but the comment was, "You talk too much." And I was scratching my head like, is this your first time here? Of course I talk too much. That's the show. Welcome to the show. Welcome to my show, where I take the cruise news of today and I run it through the filter. I check out the cruise news so you don't have to. How about that? And I do it with my words. So, yes, thank you for the observation and the comment yesterday. I do talk too much. It's a wonderful life. How about that? All right. So in that mindset, let's get into talking about the cruise news. Cruise news story number one, not a great cruise news story. Royal Caribbean has canceled its 2021-2022 Australia cruise season. I didn't even know that they broke it down like that. So it's not all of 2022, but it's definitely the rest of 2021. They had earmarked the Ovation of the Seas to do cruises in Australia, but due to the continuing reluctancy of Australia to open back up to cruising, Royal Caribbean's out. They're out at least through March of 2021, waiting for the environment to change so that they can make better decisions with the provisions that they have, the ships that they have, the crew that they have. I don't feel like Royal's abandoning Australia, but based on the environment there, that's really all they can do. So another negative blow to our friends in Australia that are struggling just to get back to some sort of normalcy. They continue to struggle with the virus there on some level. And so really just, we're fortunate to be cruising in many places around the world. There's a lot of great folks that we know virtually in Australia that are still just trying to get back to some sort of normalcy in everyday life. So thoughts and good wishes go out to the people in Australia. But for right now, Royal Caribbean, they're out. They're out. Cruise news story number two, and this makes me sad in my special places in my heart. You may or may not know that during the great jettison of cruise ships to the scrapyard in 2020, much of the Carnival Fantasy class, 50% of the Carnival Fantasy class, got gutted, including my beloved Carnival Fantasy. Well, one of the ships that did not, their fate was not the scrapyard, was the Carnival Fascination. It was sold off to a Chinese cruise company called Century Cruises, and it became the Century Harmony. Let me show you a before and after. This is a very sad-looking picture. A little rusty, and this is what it looked like when it was refurbished by Century Cruises, the Century Harmony. And so here we are in 2021, and Century has decided to scrap the Century Harmony. And so yes, even though it got the nice new paint job, even though it got refurbished to go into service, it's just not going to work out. And so sadly, the former Carnival Fascination will also be heading to the scrapyard, meeting the fate of three other Carnival Fantasy class ships, including the Fantasy, the Imagination, and the Inspiration. It's that cruise life sometimes. Ships come and ships go. And it's amazing to think that, for those four ships, countless, probably millions of passengers traveled on those cruise ships over their lifespan. But it's, I guess, metal returns to metal, right? They say that the price of steel is so advantageous now that it makes more sense to scrap that ship than to continue to use it as a cruise ship. Get that steel money. Before I get to the next cruise news story, let me clear up a couple things from yesterday's cruise news. The title story there, Disney being investigated by the state of Florida over their vaccine practices. Disney not the only cruise line in the mix there. All the cruise lines under investigation. There was an article in the Orlando Sentinel that talked about Disney specifically being targeted, plus other cruise lines. And so all the cruise lines under the microscope right now for their vaccine policies. So while that's certainly concerning for the cruise lines operating in Florida, there is an article out by the Sea Trade Cruise News website, and the headline is "Reports of Florida Targeting Cruise Lines on Vaccine Passports Appear Overstated." So this could be some good news if we're worried about our favorite cruise line in Florida being investigated. The only thing that's troubling to me about the article is they said they reached out to the Department of Health in Florida and did not receive a comment. And then they also reached out to the cruise lines and they did not get a comment. And so they've come up with their title that says reports of Florida targeting cruise lines on vaccine passports appear overstated. They have a source. So there you go. Whatever the source is, it's not the state of Florida. It is not the cruise lines. At least they didn't get comment from them. But so this could be a positive sign for Disney and other cruise lines. A source says that don't worry about the investigation. The other thing from yesterday's show that I've got to clear up, there are a lot of people that were like, wow, I can't believe you don't have a table on your balcony. What kind of ramshackle, downtrodden organization is this Royal Caribbean Cruise Line that they don't give you a table on your balcony? I'm using the table inside. Like, calm down, everybody. Here's a picture of it, just so you know that I do actually have a table. I'm using it inside. It's about the perfect height for having a table right next to me. So yes, all you table warriors and warriors, table warriors, it's all good. 4 legs, everything. It's all cool. Also, for yesterday's show, I don't think I was clear enough that Forbes elevated Carnival Corporation. There's Carnival Cruise Line, but then there's Carnival Corporation, which is like 9 cruise brands. And so the whole corporation made the list of being one of the best employers in the world, globally. How about that? Way to go, Carnival. Also, let me take a quick moment to shout out the crew members here on Mariner of the Seas. Very interestingly, Adventure of the Seas went into dry dock as it prepares to go from the Bahamas to Galveston, and a lot of the Adventure crew members are here on Mariners. So I got to see people that I'd met on Adventure, and I tell you what, the crew is great, had such a great service here, and it's been so great connecting to the crew members. A big shout out to all of the crew members here, all the crew members on all the cruise ships, and all the crew members that are waiting to get back to work. And a big shout out to our room steward, Moose. This is Moose here. Shout out to his family at home. I know you're watching. Thank you guys for watching. You got a great guy here in Moose, and he's taken really good care of us. So our hearts continue to go out to crew members, probably the most devastated by the shutdown, and we're glad to see everybody get back to work. And thank you, all crew members, for making vacations great for cruisers everywhere. You are much appreciated. The next story is a good story. We finally have cruises returning to the popular cruise port Grand Turk. It's been 21 long months since cruise ships called on Grand Turk, and one cruise line is making a huge investment with a $25 million investment in tourism there. That is Carnival Corporation. This money is going to be an investment into a new terminal, a new docking facility. That is the big announcement coming out of Turks and Caicos. You got the big partnership with Carnival Corporation and the return of cruise tourism to Turks and Caicos in December of 2021. Now, before I get to the next cruise news story, let me quickly invite you to subscribe if you like staying up to date with everything that's going on in cruising. Please consider subscribing with the notification bell on. That way you don't miss out on any of these episodes. And the final cruise news story deals with Celebrity. They've got their newest cruise ship coming out next year, the Celebrity Beyond. This is the 3rd cruise ship in the Edge class, and they've picked a new captain, a captain that will see this cruise ship go from the end of its construction all the way up to paying passengers, and they've chosen Captain Kate McHugh to helm the ship. So congratulations, Captain Kate. This is a milestone. This will be the first time that a female captain will be helming a large cruise ship all the way from the beginning of its cycles to its first paying passengers. It's quite the honor that's bestowed on a captain, and no one more deserving. Congratulations, Captain Kate. Big shout out to you. Way to go. Boom, that's your cruise news. Time to do your part. Get down there and leave a comment. Hit the like button. I'm coming after you. This is Tony with Lido, Loca, and until the next time, we'll see you on the Lido. Bye.